Right, you guys, here is part 2 to authentic assessment. So we have already talked to you about what authentic assessment is and gave you some examples. So now I want to explain to you the benefits of using authentic assessment. So how authentic assessments lead to student success. Using authentic assessment is an effective way to teach and assess. Its main purpose is setting students up for success. Authentic assessments also tend to be more engaging and physically involve students. And this type of assessment also gives meaning to assessment tasks, and students are learning skills in real-life contexts which they can later use in the real world. So using authentic assessment is a great and effective way to teach and assess students, because not only does it set students up for success, but these types of assessments also tend to be more engaging and hands-on. They actually physically involve the students more than, let's say, a summative test like a chapter test with multiple choice questions. So authentic assessments set students up for success through real-life learning, and this is through tasks that reflect normal classroom activities. They also connect to Bloom's taxonomy because they focus on higher order thinking skills. Authentic assessment also brings in kinesthetic intelligence because these assessments require the student to be involved and require students to physically demonstrate their understanding of what they have just been taught. Authentic assessments also tend to be more engaging and interesting than in traditional assessments because they are more project-based and hands-on. They are also student-structured, with both the student and the teacher collaborating together in determining which assessment will be used. And finally, authentic assessment focuses more on the student's positive attributes and their progress over identifying any of the student's weaknesses. So here's some more reasons on why teachers should use authentic assessments in their classrooms. Authentic assessments directly measure a student's knowledge and skills. So while it is important that students know the content they are being taught, it is also really important that the student can actually apply their skills and knowledge in the real world. So authentic assessments actually give teachers the opportunity to understand if the students can apply what they know to real situations. And students can do this by demonstrating their knowledge through hands-on tasks that the teacher can actually observe and watch them do. And this is in contrast to a traditional assessment like a multiple choice test. So basically, the best way to see if a student can do something effectively is to actually watch them do it. Authentic assessments also capture a constructive nature of learning because instead of being fed knowledge and having to repeat it back, students can actually demonstrate if they have accurately constructed meaning about what they have just been taught. So students should be given the opportunity to engage in the construction of meaning. So instead of mindlessly putting down information or learning empty facts, they are actually understanding what they're learning on a deeper level. And authentic assessments also integrate teaching, learning, and assessment. So in contrast to traditional assessments, it actually encourages the integration of all three of these things. In a traditional assessment, modeling, teaching, and learning are often separated from assessment. For example, the test is usually given after knowledge or skills have been acquired. However, in the authentic assessment model, the same authentic task used to measure the student's ability to apply knowledge or skills is used as a vehicle for student learning. So, for example, when presented with a real-world problem to solve, the students are learning the process of developing a solution, the teachers are facilitating the process, and then the students' solutions to the problems becomes the assessment of how well they can meaningfully apply the concepts. And finally, authentic assessment provides multiple paths to demonstration. Because students all have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to learning, authentic assessments provide the teacher with multiple models on how well the student knows the material. While answering multiple choice questions does not allow for much variability in how students demonstrate their knowledge and skills, these type of tests do have positive attributes because they are making sure students are being compared on the same content in the same manner, which then increases consistency and comparability of the measure. However, not just these types of assessment should be used, because this type of assessment can be unfair to those who, let's say, are bad test takers. So by adding authentic assessments to the mix, the teacher is actually increasing student success by addressing multiple intelligences. All right, so here are my resources, and that about covers the benefits of using authentic assessment, and I hope you enjoyed.